This podcast discusses paranormal activity and other topics some might find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
Is it a chill or a ghostly breeze? A knock, a tap, what do you believe? Ghosts, gossip, gather around where the lost and the haunted are found. Ghosts, gossip, don't make a sound. Truth or tales, we'll dig it out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ghost Gossip. Today, I am joined by a paranormal investigator. Her name is Shannon. Hi, Shannon.
Hello.
Hello. We were just talking really quickly before we started about subscribing on YouTube. Y'all, it's free. Cost you nothing. Okay. Will you tell everybody what group you're with and where you're from and all that, that fun stuff?
Sure. So I am a paranormal investigator with Lower Bucks Paranormal Society. We are based in Lower Bucks, Pennsylvania. I have been with them. I've been investigating for about 2 years now, but I've been with them, I would say about a year and a half-ish. They're phenomenal. They're so much fun. I couldn't have asked for a better group, but it's been really awesome. Since I've started investigating with them, it's kind of blown up, and I've just met so many awesome people through them.
That is so awesome. How did you get started with paranormal investigation?
So I grew up in a house it was built in like the 1700s. It was crazy. It was just nonstop activity all the time. Growing up, I was, obviously super interested in the paranormal because I was living it. So I was homeschooled. So I didn't really have like any kind of set curriculum. So my mom kind of said, like, you guys could study whatever you want. Like, just, as long as you're consistent with it, like, do whatever. So obviously paranormal was kind of my big subject. I was doing research papers, PowerPoints, I was watching documentaries, reading books, and I really immersed myself in it. I would say for like a solid 2 years. And
Really?
And then I moved out. I was about 21 when I moved out, and I wasn't living in a haunted house anymore. So my life just kind of went back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And not that anybody particularly loves being haunted, but there was a part of me that really missed it. Like, just,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I always kind of wondered what it would be like to investigate. So I started just kind of putting my name out there. I joined every Facebook group in Pennsylvania. I started going to conventions, just really talking to anybody that I could talk to, and said, hey, do you have a group? Are you looking for members? So I ended up in a group that was based in Jersey for a little bit, but it was just really far driving.
That is far. Yeah.
So I parted ways with them. And then I came across Chris, who runs Lower Bucks, and the rest is kind of just history. I've been with him ever since.
Oh, that's awesome. As somebody who lived in a haunted house, and I didn't know anything about paranormal before, like I knew things have happened and I knew that I was sensitive to certain things, but I honestly didn't think much more past that.
Right.
Until I was living it. And then it was like, I need community.
Yeah, exactly. It's really validating to be able to talk to people that have had similar experiences, because you're like, wow, like I'm not crazy.
Yes, exactly. Because you feel absolutely crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
And my situation was especially different because of the fact that in the midst of all this, I'm discovering that I have sensitivity and I'm able to see things and feel things. And nobody else in my family has that level that I do. So not only am I dealing with all this paranormal activity, but I'm also dealing with changes within myself on like a psychic level. How do you explain that? Like,
You can't.
it was such a new world to me. So it's been a crazy journey.
Yeah, I bet, especially being in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is like,
Oh, there's
know,
so much.
yes,
So much.
everything. It's kind of like I say, everything in the Midwest seems haunted. Everything in Pennsylvania is haunted.
Absolutely. Yes. Yep. There is so much.
Well, I just talked to a friend of mine. She writes horror graphic, but not graphic. Lord, they probably are graphic. I haven't read one yet because I don't like horror. They probably are graphic, knowing her. Hi, Livy. But she writes horror novels, and she
Right.
grew up in Pennsylvania, and she sent her stories from her haunted house. And let's just say she had so many that I gave her her own episode. It comes out in June.
Oh, wow.
I'm just like, "What?" I know what happened in Pennsylvania, but it's
Right.
just like it is insane because I hear so much from so many different people about Pennsylvania being so haunted.
There's just so much history. There's so many
Yes.
places. I mean, even to our house. I mean, it was built in the 1700s, and it was one of the first homes in the county. And we suspect, I mean, we don't have any like actual confirmation, but we always kind of suspected that it was part of like the Underground Railroad because there were so
Wow.
many different like hiding spaces and things like that. It was hard to get a lot of history on it because it would cut off at a certain point. But 1700s, like there was probably so many people in and out of that place.
Yeah.
It
In the
was
words of my
insane.
husband, that's old land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
real old.
Yeah. And when you get back to time periods like that, then you start, tapping into like Native American land. And then
Yes.
anything Native American is always like crazy haunted.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was, and even the property itself was haunted. Like it was just the entire compound.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Elementals and beings and entities of the land scared the life out of me.
Oh yeah. And like the shapeshifter things, like
Mm-mm.
I'm the
Mm-mm.
same way. That's why, like, something I've been really into lately is like the Pine Barrens because my grandparents were from that area.
Mhm.
So I've kind of been like into like the Jersey Devil and all that stuff. And it's the same thing. I'm like, I don't know if I could do it because like ghosts I can kind of deal with, but like some
Oh,
of
yeah.
these like other creatures, I don't know what I'd do if I came into contact with one of those.
Somebody has asked me something similar, and I'm like, well, if you think about it, like if you are a believer and you're not just one of these hardcore skeptics who just
Right.
don't believe in anything, they just believe in life and death and that's all there is, then you might understand when you're dealing with something that was once human, in your mind, it's like, okay, maybe feelings, emotions.
Right.
And people are like, oh, they're dead. They don't do. They really do. If you've had experiences, I've had a cranky old bastard ghost who had a
Yeah.
lot of emotions.
Yep.
And I've had interactions with my grandparents, which are loving, but I can tell
Yep.
when they're frustrated with me. Like there are emotions, but then you get into the elementals and things of the land that were never alive.
Right.
No.
You don't know what you're dealing with. It's a whole different, I know.
Exactly. And it's funny you say Jersey Devil. I've never heard of the Jersey Devil, but my last interview or my second to last interview 2 weeks ago, he's doing something with the Jersey Devil, like researching the Jersey Devil.
Oh, really?
So two back to back. And I'm like, whoa,
It's
okay.
kind of started getting like popular again. I don't know why. Like years ago, it was like the in thing. And then I guess over time, people just forgot about it. But now that like just paranormal in general is really getting a following, I think it's kind of coming back and people are really looking into it. I've watched like 3 or 4 documentaries on it in the past couple of months. So
Can you just tell me a brief? Because I know nothing about it. Like, what is a Jersey Devil?
So the backstory, I haven't read too much into it, but the backstory is, from what I understand, this woman had um, a child, and there's so many pieces to the story that I forget. But basically, like she cast some kind of a curse on him or something, like let him be the devil. And I guess there's this like old legend that there's this like moth like creature, some kind of weird, I don't know. Some people say it looks like a bat. Some people say it looks like half human, half devil. Like there's so many different sightings, but apparently it lives out in the Pine Barrens. And
Huh.
it kind of reminds me of like the Bigfoot thing, like
Right.
so many different sightings, but nobody really has pictures, nobody really has video. It's just kind of all
Right.
hearsay.
And
But
it flies?
according to, I would say like 85% of the sightings are claiming that it has wings.
Oh. Yeah.
Um,
It's kind of like a cockroach that flies. I don't want to deal with it.
yeah, it kind of like, it kind of reminds me of like the Mothman,
Yeah.
but it's not even so much the Jersey Devil that is the creepy part about that. It's just everything else. There's a section where in the woods where there's like a slew of like cabins that are apparently super haunted. Recently, some girl went out there just to film and she ended up disappearing. Like there's all these disappearances. Like it's just such a creepy area in general. Like I think the Jersey Devil in my mind would be what I'd be least afraid of.
he'd be welcoming out there, you know, like
And all the
compared to everything else.
mosquitoes and the bugs, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, I can't.
no, no, no. If y'all want me to camp, I'm not going. Okay.
Exactly.
Unless there's a cabin with an AC and a mattress and a blanket and maybe a little bit of a neck support pillow, that would be great. I'm not going to sleep in a tent. And if y'all want to call me bougie, I don't care. Yes, I am. Okay. I don't sleep on the ground anymore. I don't bounce back.
Nope.
I
I don't
like,
think I'd even do it now.
I look like a little cryptid trying to crawl up if I've laid down uncomfortably too long. You know what I mean? Like, and you're just like,
Yeah.
nah. What happened? Did you get drunk? No, I slept funny.
Oh, I slept in a tent.
It's just I didn't sleep well. I'm hungover for 3 days because I didn't sleep
Yep.
well.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
oh. So just going back to the haunted house because I
Yeah.
love haunted houses. They hold a special part in my soul because living in one I always say it changes something in your brain.
Oh yeah.
Like, what is something crazy that happened in the house?
Last podcast I was on, they were asking me this too, and I was like, where do I even start?
Oh, trust me, I get asked too, and I'm like,
There's just so many things. So I think what was crazy was we had a lot of like auditory stuff.
Mhm.
So the first couple of months that we were living in the home, my bedroom was like right above the living room. And because it was such an old house, there were a lot of gaps in the walls and the floors. Anything
Noisy
going
house.
on. Yeah. Anything going on downstairs, like I could hear plain
Mhm.
as day. So it was like the middle of the night and I was in bed. And at the time I was like 7 or 8. And my younger sister came into my room and said, I think our parents are fighting downstairs. There was like a argument going on. And so I got out of bed and I could hear it. And I was like, oh my gosh, they never really fought. So it was just really
Right.
out of the blue. And I'm like, what the heck are they doing arguing at like 2 o'clock in the morning?
This late hour.
Yeah. I'm like, what the heck? So I said to her, I'm like, all right, you stay here. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to like try and like diffuse the situation, see
Are
what's
you
going
the
on.
older sister?
I'm the oldest. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
can tell.
So I'm like,
Uh-huh.
all right, whatever. I'll go take care of it.
I'll
So
handle it.
yeah. So I go downstairs, I get halfway down the stairs, and like I just had this like knowing in my brain. I was like, it's not them.
That's not them.
All the lights were out. There was no one down there. So I run back up the stairs and I said to her, I go, there's no one down there. She's like, what do you mean? I said,
What do you mean?
they're asleep. Like, I don't know
What do
who
you
was
mean?
down there arguing, but it was not them. But we had a lot of instances like that. We'd hear like voices, conversations happening.
A lot of residual stuff.
Yeah, it was in my mind, I would say most of it was residual. We
Wow. Okay.
a lot of like almost like poltergeist activity too. We had a little girl spirit for a while, and like we were young, so we would play with like dolls and Barbies and like our stuff would just disappear and then like show up random places like weeks later. And I remember the craziest thing it was I used to take piano lessons. I used to play piano for a while. And in our front room, we had a big piano and I used to keep my sheet music lined up on like the top tray. And the one day we left, we went to the grocery store. When we came back, all of my sheet music, and I mean, there was a ton of it up there, was all over the room, like all over the floor, all over the place. No windows were open. There was no
Like,
drafts, vents, nothing. It wasn't even like it just like slipped off the tray. It was all over the room.
like it was thrown up in the air.
It was like somebody took the stack and just,
oh my gosh.
yep.
My gosh.
We
Yeah.
had a lot of stuff like that. I mean, and we used to see stuff. We had a little boy for a while, and I remember we were walking up towards the front door, and we could see him like peering out in the like because there were glass paint. Yeah, I mean,
No.
it was just
No, sir.
yeah, it was crazy. And it's funny because the more you live it, it's almost like it becomes a part of you in a sense. So like by the time I moved out, I wasn't really afraid of it. I would say it was more general annoyance. Like I would be like, you know what? I'm trying to sleep. Like, can you please just like stop, you know?
You get it. I tell people all the time, like when I lived there, they were like, you weren't scared. I was like, no, I was annoyed. He kept waking me
I was
up.
trying to sleep, or like I'd have to get up for work the next day and there'd be something like humming and I'd be like, can you please just be quiet? Like I gotta
Shush.
get up.
Like, serious. I know. Yes, that's so funny because people, they were like, why don't you move? Why are you, they're still there? And I'm like, one, sit down. I have a mortgage and I'm a mother
Yes,
and I have
exactly. It's not
children.
that easy.
You can't just pick up and leave because there's something invisible hanging out in your house. You can't do that.
Yep.
And at the time, I had like a 2.6 interest rate. And then
Yeah.
by the time like the activity was going, this interest rates were back up to 6%. Are you kidding me?
No way. It's like, you're going to stick around. We're going to learn to coexist.
I pretty much told him, you shut the up and you
Yep.
stay in this room and we'll be fine. And guess what? We did. People are like, how did you cope? I'm like, I gave him a bedroom and cussed him out. I literally, that's
Exactly.
all. But they're
Yeah,
like,
I
why
mean, a
didn't you
lot of
say?
times,
I did.
unless it's something that's like causing you physical harm, it's you kind of just roll with it. You
Yeah,
know?
what am I supposed to do? There are no like real Ghostbusters that are gonna show up with
Exactly.
little guns and put them in a protein. People are like, oh God, you don't even know what you're talking about. No, I don't. But I can see it in my head.
Right.
Nobody's gonna show up and zip him up into a little book bag and disappear
Right.
with him. So yeah, it was honestly though, we don't live there now. We moved. People are like, did you move because it was haunted? No. But we moved and it does become a part of you. I miss him sometimes, because
Yeah.
it became like family, like just a grumpy grandpa upstairs.
It's so funny you say that because one of the most prominent spirits in the home was the owner right before us. He was an older man and he just loved the house. He loved the property. He was an avid outdoorsman. He was a hunter and you could tell that it was just like his sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
He was always bothering me. I mean, I would be smelling his cigar smoke. I think he had a pipe or something I'd smell all the
Mhm.
time. I hear his voice. I woke up a couple of times to see him standing at the bottom of my bed. Like he was just
Creepy.
kind of relentless.
Stop it.
Yeah. And I found like his belongings all over the place. Like I actually just recently, before my parents moved, found like one of his wallets.
Oof.
Yeah. And so like there was a part of me when I left that was like, I like kind of miss him. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. And I just felt like I had such a strong connection to him. And
You
it was this,
reminded him of somebody.
yeah, I don't know. It was always me. And part of me feels like maybe it was just because like I had the ability to connect with him.
Maybe.
But, my mom and sister both have a little bit of the sensitivity going on and they were
Mhm.
never as bothered.
Hmm. Hey, Berta. I've been gone for a few days.
Saying hello.
Yeah, hold on. Let me check where my dog is. No, my dog's asleep. So it wasn't her. So, hey, Berta, this is Shannon. Do you want to say hi?
I see your
You
REM
can
pod over
say,
there.
yeah, it holds my flashlight. I hate it.
That's so funny.
I hate the REM pod. So it just holds the flashlight.
It's just
But
something.
let's see. Yeah. No, it wasn't me. So, because I know I was shaking my chair.
Yeah.
She doesn't set them off a lot, but every once in a while she will. Okay.
Interesting.
Back to your mom and your sister. So
Yeah,
sorry.
so yeah, he was probably my most prominent, and I did miss him, and I still do sometimes. It was just such a interesting era of my life.
Yeah, I get that completely. And people get so confused because they're like,
Eh.
"What? You didn't even know him?" Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Well,
I
and
learned
I
so
had a
much.
similar experience at Penhurst too. So,
Really?
yeah. So my team and I just recently investigated there in February, and it was
Oh,
my first time there. My God, it was such an amazing experience. I would even use the term beautiful. Like it was just so emotional and I loved it. Wasn't even remotely scary in my opinion.
right.
We just had such great communication with so many patients, but we talked to one at the end. His name was George, we figured out.
Oh my God. Okay, so before you started talking about Penhurst, the name George came in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
We talked to him. He was 25, I think. 20. No, he was 28. He was 28 because we went on my birthday and it was my 28th birthday. And I remember sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, we were the same age. And he was in the Mayflower building and he was talking about how I guess he was bedbound and he didn't have any friends. Like I asked at one point, like, did they ever take you outside? No. For whatever reason, I have not been able to stop thinking about him ever since we left. Like I would say he even comes into my head on a daily basis. Like I just can't. And we talked to other patients
Mm-hmm.
and like I didn't like it was sad and it got to me. But for
Mhm.
whatever reason, it's like he just won't leave my mind.
Oh my goodness. One of the last deep dive episodes I did was Penhurst.
Yeah.
And I knew about it before I did the episode.
Yeah.
But I didn't do a deep dive into it before. Like, I just knew about it, and I knew
Right.
it was bad. And I was doing the episode, and my husband he does those episodes with me because I'll tell him the stories of the location, and we'll talk about the history, and then we'll go into the hauntings. And he was sitting there, and he's like, "I need you to pause." So I paused it, and he goes, "What the are you telling me about?" And I was like, "It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad."
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
It's
It's a heavy
mm.
location. Have you ever been?
No, I was supposed to go last year, and the universe did not want me to go. And when I
Yeah.
say that, the universe literally put obstacle after obstacle after obstacle in my way. And my listeners have heard this story so many times because I am the type I need to trauma dump on people so that way they can understand my trauma.
Yeah.
So the day before I was going to get my DMV or go to the DMV to get my driver's license, the real ID to fly
Yeah.
with, because I like to wait to the last minute. And so I waited to the last minute and I was about to fly and could not fly. Every single camera in the state of South Carolina for the DMV was down. Every single one. So I was like, how am I supposed to fly? And they're like, you can fly with your passport. I was like, perfect. I have that. Get to the airport at like 6:30 in the morning. My flight's at 8:30. So, Daddy always said you get there 2 hours early. I was 2 hours early and I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there. And it's like beyond 10 or 8:30. They haven't called our plane. They haven't boarded. I'm like, oh my God, did I miss looking at trying to get notices, literally sitting there and they're not saying a word. And everybody's starting to get agitated, because we're in the airport. We're at their mercy at this point. They finally come over the intercom and say there's bad weather in Pennsylvania. So bad where they have grounded the plane on the runway. Then the toilet breaks on that plane. So they have to take the plane back, unload the passengers, switch the plane out. That plane finally arrives at 3:30 in the afternoon. So at this point, they haven't canceled the flight. At this point, if I leave the airport, I'm out of money. I might get a credit, but I can't even remember if it was the cheap ticket. Certain tickets, you won't get anything back, We finally get on the plane at 3:30. We're starting to push off, and Pennsylvania grounds all flights because their air traffic control has gone out. I cannot remember if this was before or after that. The toilet on our plane broke. And so they had to take us back. I think that was before or after they grounded all flights because of the air traffic control was down. And so then the toilet broke. So we had to go back and they came on and tried to fix the toilet. And then the toilet broke again. And by 6:00, they had canceled our flight.
Oh my gosh. See, at that point, I would already in my head be like, the universe is saying no.
Oh, I was when the driver's license was the first one. And I was like, oof, that's okay. I hear you, but let me just see. Okay, passport. But then once the toilet and then the weather and then air traffic control and then the toilet again, but I wasn't going to get off that plane until they canceled it because I wanted my money back.
Right. Well, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that part I get, but still, yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
And that has definitely happened to me multiple times.
Yep. Universe was like, sit down. You're not going. And my ancestors do not like when I go to these places. They get real frustrated with me because they're like, why are you doing this? No, we don't like this. They're around. And I'm like, you could have just let me go because, then again, it might have been the flight. You never know. You never know why.
Don't.
But
it's definitely a place that there's just so much to unpack. Like you step on the premises and it's just, you're just overwhelmed with every emotion possible.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily believe that there's anything malicious or evil there. I know lots of people on YouTube like to say that there's a demon in the basement, but
don't they say that about everything though?
Yeah, there's a demon in the basement everywhere, but I can honestly say I know in the 2 years that I've been doing this that I've not come across anything. Trust me, I've come across things that are not so happy, but I've yet to come across anything that I thought was demonic, especially there. We were in the basement and I definitely felt some heavier, maybe more negative energy, but it wasn't anything that I felt like I was unsafe.
Well, of course it'd be a little bit heavy. Of course. If it wasn't, it'd be
happened there, good, bad, ugly. You're going to get all of it.
Exactly. So of course, I was talking to somebody from Spooky Charlotte. His name is Jason, and he was talking about negative entities and how people just might confuse that with demons or just, but yeah, not everything bad is a demon. It could be just a crotchety old person who
Absolutely.
was angry in life and now they're angry in death.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about child spirits?
That's a good question. So, considering I kind of grew up with one or two of them,
Mhm.
I do think that there are child spirits, but I also think that there are some that aren't necessarily actually child spirits.
Right.
One of my favorite cases of this is the Sally house. I for sure do not believe that whatever the heck is in that house is a little girl named Sally. Heck
Me
no.
neither. Mm-mm.
Um,
No.
I think it's an easy thing to pretend to be, you know?
Mhm. And people are sympathetic of children.
And they're quick to let something like that in versus, an adult spirit. They're very quick to cozy up to something that they
Mhm.
think is a child.
For sure. For
So,
sure.
yeah, I
Yeah.
do definitely think that there's cases where it might not always be friendly.
Yes. My experience with children has been their energy because I don't see them like you and I are
Right.
talking. I just feel energy. And with
Right.
children, to me, it's very fast and it's busy.
Right.
And it's like, whoa, what is moving
Like,
around,
slow down.
you know?
Yeah.
Right. But with negativity or negative spirits, that's not how it feels. It
Right.
feels like oppressive, like, ooh, I don't like that.
Right. You can kind of feel like you're like, I'm being played.
Yes, yes. What about your gifts? Like, are you comfortable talking about your gifts?
Yeah. So it's still something I'm kind of working through. It's been kind of crazy. So when I would say maybe like 16 or 17, I started like actually seeing stuff visually.
Mhm.
And in the beginning, it kind of scared the crap out of me, obviously.
Right.
But then, once I started kind of experiencing it more and more, it became a little bit easier. But I would say since I've started investigating, it's gone into all kinds of different categories. Like I would say at this point, I would call myself like clairaudient. I'm
Mhm.
constantly hearing things in my ears, like ringing, where I'll hear a quick voice, or it's
Mhm.
constant auditory. And sometimes it drives me up a wall.
Mhm. Yes.
And I would say my intuition has really sharpened because so a couple months ago, before an investigation, a couple team members, we were just hanging out at somebody's house and we were having dinner. And we have a girl on the team. Her name's Amanda. She's a medium. And
Mhm.
I love to talk to her because she gives me a lot of advice. She'll talk me through certain things. And I said to her, I'm like, I have this crazy thing where like, I like won't know something, but like I
Mhm.
know it. Or
Yes.
like, I won't have met somebody, but like I know what they look like, or somebody died somewhere and like I've never seen them, but like I could tell you what they look like or what their
Yeah.
name was. And she's like, "You're a psychic." And she just kind of
That's
looks
what
at me and
that's
I'm like,
called.
I mean, okay. Like I didn't know. She almost kind of like was laughing at me, like, well, hello, like you're psychic. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I've just been dealing with this every day. And I just assumed it was normal.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would say like the more I investigate, the stronger it gets.
Yes.
And I've started getting into like tarot card readings. I've started doing readings for other people just to kind of sharpen it a little bit. But yeah, it's gotten kind of crazy.
Yeah. I'm the same way. And I was walking through life just thinking that's normal.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that Larry down there died of a heart attack. What do you mean
And
you
then,
didn't know that?
What?
Something happened not too long ago. It's just that knowing, just the my kids call me the human lie detector because I know when
Yeah.
anybody lies to me
Yeah.
immediately. I'm just like this.
Gift of discernment.
But it was something. Oh gosh, something happened, and I said it. And Daniel's like, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just know it.
I just know. Yeah, it's
I just know."
exactly that. It's like I can't sit here and think of how I know. I just know.
No, I can't explain it. I can't prove it until it
Right.
happens. Like, there's so many things. Like, the other day, we went to Chick-fil-A. We have a family of 5, 3 teenagers, husband and myself. And we ordered 5 meals. So, 5 Chick-fil-A meals, not kids' meals. I'm
Right.
sorry for the cat, by the way. He
No, that's
loves to
okay.
come and snuggle. Outside, he acts like I'm not around. But here, he's like, hello, ladies.
Let me sit in your lap.
Let me love on you. Let me get my fur all over your body. But we went through the Chick-fil-A line and they packed everything into this bag. And I looked at it and I was like, there's something missing. And Daniel's like, how do you know? You haven't looked in there. I was like, there's something missing in this bag. And he's like, but how do you know? I'm like, I just know. So we
No.
get Like, unless you're going to help me dig through this bag, there's something missing. But I'm not going to sit here and unload everything right now because we were
Yeah.
like 2 minutes from the house, you know?
Yeah.
We get home, his meal was missing.
Yep.
And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, and the kids are like, see, she knew, she told you.
Yeah. It's a real thing. And it's very prominent for me in dreams as well. Like I'll have a
Oh,
dream,
Lord.
and then like 2 days later, I'm like living it. I'm like, what is going on?
Dreams are weird. Do spirits ever communicate with you in your dreams?
Um, I've never had like a spiritual dream. All of my dreams I feel like are like almost like premonition style. Like I'll have
Okay.
like if something big's going to happen or something maybe dangerous is going to happen, I'll experience it in the dream first, and then 2
Hmm.
days later it's happening. So that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at with dreams. I do have this theory though, and some people look at me like I'm crazy when I tell them, but I do have this theory that my future child visits me in dreams.
I believe that. I dreamt of my daughter before I had her, like a
Hmm.
decade before.
Yeah, I have dreams all the time of the same like little boy, and like ages ranging from infant to probably 16 years old. And it's like, and it's weird. It's the same thing. It's like this knowing, like,
Yeah.
I know who you are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I had that dream of her, I was like, this is my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But what was funny is I was infertile at the time, and they told me I was never going to have kids, and I could
Yeah.
not, for the life of me, conceive. Went through fertility, I went through all sorts of stuff, and could not have her, and then ended up getting pregnant. Big surprise to me,
Yeah.
and I knew it was a girl. We had only picked out a girl's name, and I mean, I had like a boy's name on the back burner just in case,
Right.
but didn't need it. I looked at my husband at the time, and I was like, "This is going to be her name." He's like, "What if it's a boy?" I'm like, "We'll cross that bridge later."
You just know.
I just knew. I
Yeah.
just knew. Come on, get
Yeah.
down. Okay. All right. Or go up. One of the two. Okay. I have a white cat and a black cat.
Oh my
This
goodness.
is this is Leo.
Leo. He's got little eyebrows.
He does. See?
Love that.
Daniel's like he doesn't have eyebrows. I'm like he has eyebrows. Please don't look on my laptop. Dude, you're going to have to go. Okay? You're not going to like me touching your butt. Go. Come on. Go on. Bye-bye. So are you a medium as well, or do you just consider yourself a psychic?
I wouldn't call myself a medium. I do periodically see spirits, but it's very rare that I'll see versus just kind of have like the
The
visual in my
knowing.
head already, the knowing.
Yeah.
And not to say that I would never maybe cross into that territory,
Mhm.
but I mean, it's taken me this long to get where I am now. So I don't know what 10 years from now is going to look like,
Mine didn't
you know?
start like blossoming, like my medium abilities didn't start until late 30s.
Yeah.
Like, because
Yeah.
I would never call myself a psychic medium. I still don't like calling myself because titles come with titles come expectations.
Yeah. For sure.
And people hear it and they're immediately like, oh, well then what am I thinking?
Yeah. No.
And I'm like, you hate me because you're asking me that question. That's what you're thinking.
Well, and people ask me too sometimes, they're like, okay, like you see dead people. Like, do you see my grandma right now? I'm like, no, it doesn't really work like that. You
No.
know, it kind of just happens when it happens. I love that.
And I was moving my foot, but like again, those don't really go off easy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see.
Can't recreate
Okay.
it.
So I have to bang on the floor to get it to go off. We'll just leave those two on and see if she'll set those two off.
Love it.
She only communicates when she wants to. She's stubborn like that.
Love it. I love ghosts with personality.
Me too. She is sassy. Woof. Woof. I wouldn't have it any other way though.
No. Yeah. So it's some uncharted territory. I think that over time, like I've started trying to just learn more. So, I'll watch a lot of sessions. I just recently watched John Edwards. I read a lot of books. I just learn as much as I can
Yeah.
and hope that, by doing that, that maybe something that I'm experiencing that I think is just, normal, maybe isn't. That's the way it happened in the beginning. I mean, I was walking around seeing all these things thinking, oh, this is totally normal. And
This
then
is normal.
I realized it wasn't. So
You mean I'm the weird one? No, can't
exactly.
be. No, I get that. I get that because it took me 3 or 4 psychic mediums telling me, "Hey, you're a psychic medium." No, I'm not.
No, I'm
It's
not.
so funny because they tell like they pick up on that. Like every medium I speak to is always like, "You're special," and I'm like,
Mhm.
I know, like I'm trying to work on it. No, I'm kind of a work in progress, but yeah,
Aren't we
it's
all though? That's okay.
yeah, and it definitely too. Like I would say, once you start to kind of venture into that territory
Mhm.
and get into like energy and things like that, like your
Yeah.
ability to sort of be normal around people and everyday life changes also.
Yeah, it really does change because you start feeding or not feeding, but you start feeling the energy around you. And when
Yes.
it's really nasty
Yep.
with people that you've
Yep.
known for years, all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah, that's been, I would say, in the last year or so, that's been like the other shift has been like just feeling other people's energy, not even on a
yeah,
spiritual level, just like
yeah,
this feels yucky. Like,
yes,
and I
heavy.
never would have experienced that before, but now I'm so much more sensitive to it.
My husband, we were hiring contractors and I walked outside. He was talking to a garage door guy and I walked outside and went and turned around and walked back in. And he's like, he came in, he goes, "What?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Why?" I went, "Don't like him." He goes, "You didn't talk to him." I was like, "There's a reason." And then he went
Yeah,
back out to talk to this guy, and this guy became really pushy and was like, "My husband is, he's a big man." And, if you look at him, you think, "Oh, he's going to handle it."
right,
He's not confrontational. He will
right,
be if he needs to. He doesn't want to be. I had a feeling, I was inside, and I had a feeling that he needed me. So I walked out, and the moment I walked out the garage, that guy's like, "What can I do to get your business today?" Blah, 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 blah. Just very
just very,
pushy.
yeah,
And he looked at me and I went, "We need to have a conversation." And the answer is no. And he got in his truck and he left. And the next guy that came up, I was like, "Okay, I like him. Get the
yeah,
price. But if, as long as the price is good, I like him." But,
right.
and not everybody understands that. But it's like, if your energy is gross, I don't want you near my house or my family or my car or me in any form or fashion.
It's like you almost feel like you need like a, I don't want to say like you need a shower, but like almost like
Yes.
a version of that. It's like I need like to just pull all that energy off me. I feel gross.
Yes.
So
It's almost
yeah.
like cleansing, like a shower, like after you get off the plane. You have to shower just to get the plane off of you.
So, and I've been more mindful of things like that too, like especially after investigations, like, really prioritizing doing things that sort of bring me out of that.
Yeah.
Because we've been places where I'll come home and I'll feel really yucky. And I'm like, not that I felt like there was anything malicious, but I
Right.
just, whatever was in there, it's kind of,
Yeah.
um,
It's like you went and rolled around in it and it came home with you.
right, right. So, I feel like energetic spiritual health is so important too. Like,
Yes.
do things that sort of make you feel like you're grounding yourself and you're back where you need to be. Whether
Mhm.
it's, a bath or reading a book or sitting out in nature. Like I've really started trying to like prioritize that, especially after I get home from these investigations, because
Yes.
you have to, or else it can
Mhm.
kind of eat you alive.
What I made the mistake, and because I'm fairly new into the community, like I've
Yeah.
only been in the Par Panera. I was gonna call it Panera. I've only been in the
Yeah.
Panera world. Love me some broccoli cheddar soup. But, like, I've only been in the paranormal world for 4 years, and so
Mhm.
relatively new
Yeah.
compared to other people,
Right.
and didn't know that part. And so even recently went to the Crescent Hotel, and when I got home, I was talking to my friend Jessica, who's with Beyond the Badge Paranormal. They are out of Virginia, and she goes, "Did you cleanse when you got home?" And I was like, "No." She goes, "Cleanse." She goes, "You
Yeah.
need to cleanse." So I cleansed, and it was like immediately I could feel something coming off of me, whether it was the energy of others or an energy of a spirit or just whatever it was. I could feel it remove itself. And it was like, okay, I need to do
Like
that
I'm breathing
every
in.
time.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
People joke like, go hug a tree. Seriously, though, go
No,
walk in some
really,
grass.
you have to do
Literally.
stuff like that or you're not, because in the beginning, I did a couple investigations. I just came home and went to bed.
Yeah,
And
me
I
too.
remember the next day, we refer to it as a paranormal hangover.
I was about to ask you about a paranormal hangover.
Yeah, like I would have like 3 or 4 days where I would be
Yes.
like, "I'm getting sick. I have the fight. Something's not right." And then
Yeah.
it would finally kind of dissipate. But ever since I started like doing those like almost rituals when I get home, I have not experienced that. And
Wow.
it's funny because we have newer members, like one of our newer members, Josh, just recently we went somewhere and investigated. And then a couple days after, he's like, "I feel like crap." I was like,
Mhm.
welcome to the club.
Did you cleanse, Josh? We
What'd you
have
do?
questions, Josh. Did you play
Yes.
with a Ouija board, Josh?
He's great. I think his eyes are just so excited to get into it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely really exciting. But you have to set those boundaries because
Yes.
it does take it out of you physically, emotionally, all the above.
Do you think, just talking,
Yeah.
and I've wondered this, do you think that newer people, when they're excited, do you think that affects, oh shit, I lost my question. This is why I should write stuff down. But
Like their like
okay.
susceptibility to like
Yes. Do you think that that sounds psychic. Do you think that like the spirits like see that and go, ooh,
1000%. And I know it
that's one.
because it happened to me. Um,
Tell me about it.
so one of the first places that I went with Lower Bucks was a residence in Pennsylvania, like local to where Chris lives. They had turned it into like office space, but the woman that was using it was like, there's a lot of stuff going on here, and we just want you guys to come out and like check it out. Well, you think office space, and you're like, all right, whatever. Like,
Right.
how bad could it be?
What am I dealing with?
Now I have this running joke that like the private residents are always the ones that are the worst. I stand by that because this place was nuts. It was as soon as I stepped foot in there, I felt horrible. I felt like I hate this place. I got to get out of here. But it was my first investigation, so I was like, no, like I can't be a chicken. I can't. Like I got to stay. So we were in the attic. We had broken up into like little teams because there were so many of us. We were up in the attic, and the attic was gross. I hated it. I felt like I was walking through molasses.
Ooh.
And we were doing the Estes method. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but Sherry, who was wearing the headphones, said something along the lines of like, oh, she's scared. Chris was like, who's scared? And it said something like, that girl over there. And he looked at me and he goes, are you scared? And I said, well, yeah, now
Damn
I am.
right. Ugh.
But like the way it was said, it was like, she's scared over there. Like I felt so cornered. I backed up. I was like, hell no, I'm not going to sit here. And then like a couple minutes later, she ended up throwing her headphones off because whatever it was said the word devil. And we just like,
No.
both that.
No, thank
But
you. It sounds like an angry Karen secretary.
I literally was like, I felt like I was being mocked.
It sounds like
it was
somebody
like
that worked in an office for a long time and doesn't like new people.
And it was like they knew that I was new and I was scared and I was uncomfortable because I tell everybody this all the time. You watch these shows on TV, you think it's fun. When you're the one sitting in the dark, totally different, totally different. And that was one of my first, now I had done small investigations, but that was the first time that I was actually like 100% in it. And it was like they knew. And after that, I actually left. I was just so uncomfortable. I was like, there was something the whole night. There was something telling me I had to go. But I think after hearing that, I was like, whatever this is mean. And just I'm not playing with that. But I feel like they do kind of sense like that vulnerable, that newness.
Yeah. I get
and
that.
now I go in there and I'm like, just
don't talk to me that
stay
way.
away from me.
Go away.
Yeah.
I have a friend and that she was really excited and didn't, we're all new. When we're new, we don't we know we're supposed to set intentions and boundaries, but you get excited and things start happening and you forget.
Exactly.
It's okay. It happens to all of us. But yeah, she had something and something started to like target her. And I am never disrespectful to spirits like ever because unless I have to be. And at that point, and that was kind of like me and my house ghost. I had to be an ass to get him to listen to me because I was a silly little woman.
Exactly.
I can't tell him what to do. And so this spirit was kind of similar personality. And I finally yelled at him and I just walked out and I kind of left her there. But she came with me eventually. But I'm like, you're not getting any more of my attention. You are done. I am done with you. And I told her, I was like, don't allow, unless you're ready, you don't allow these negative spirits to use you to communicate. Because if you can't control it and you can't set a boundary with intentions, they will very much take advantage of it.
Amen. Yeah.
Why do you think private residences are maybe more active or maybe more scary than places that are investigated often?
Honestly, I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day. Like we had that place and then I would say like maybe a month ago we went to a home. We did another home that was converted into like more office space. Same thing. I mean, Penhurst was great, but like from a paranormal evidence standpoint, we didn't catch that much. Like we had great
Right.
communication, but it wasn't anything that I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is insane. Like I got to get this on." You know what I mean? I got to get this show everybody this. I mean, we're in this house 15 minutes and we're catching something on a thermal camera. Like, it's insane. And I feel like with some of these places, like the activity levels are insane. And I couldn't tell you why. I mean, you would
I have
think
a
a place like
theory.
Penhurst would be even crazier because of the amount of
Right.
energy and spirits that are there and how many people. And then you have a house that may have three or four. But I mean, it's insane.
It
Because
makes me
every time
wonder.
yeah, every time that's brought up on deck for, like, an investigation, I always am like, "Oh god," because I
Here
know
we
it's gonna be
go.
crazy.
What I wonder is I wonder if one reason is because the people living in the house are scared all the time.
Right.
Obviously they're calling somebody in, they're
Right.
scared and they feed off fear. And two, with big locations, you usually have trained investigators, not always, but a lot of the times.
Most of them are.
And they're all like, they know to set intentions. They know to set boundaries. They know that they're cleansing themselves. They know how to investigate safely.
Right.
And so they're setting all of that with the spirits ahead of time. Whereas house ghosts, they've never had anything set with them. What do you mean rules? I don't like rules. I live by my rules. You know what I mean?
Right, and with big places like Penhurst and, all these other ones, there's investigators in and out of there probably on a weekly basis. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Penhurst is rented out so much. You would think just like humans after a while, they're like, "I just don't really feel like talking." Whereas with these homes, I mean, we were the first team to go in there. So,
Right.
uh, they might be like, "I just wanna speak. I want
I got a
somebody to
lot to
listen
say.
to me. I got a lot to say." So,
That makes
I don't
sense.
know. There's so many different
Yeah.
routes you could take with that, but yeah, that's one of my favorite pieces is I just always feel like the houses are just so crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I've had more experience in both my houses, in every house I've lived in actually, than
Yeah.
I've truly had in large haunted locations. And a lot during the day, not at night.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's this, like, I guess, idea that, paranormal investigators have to investigate at night with all the lights out, and I've had so many experiences when the sun is shining.
Mhm. My house that I live in now, I have a little house ghost. His name is Al. He was the first owner of the house. He died in the bonus room right next to where I
Oh, wow.
am. And I knew a bunch about this man just knowing it.
Yeah.
And now I'm meeting neighbors. I've lived here 2 years. I'm finally meeting my neighbors. I am a
I
hermit.
know.
So I lead by, you're going to think I'm crazy. I promise I'm not. Can I ask you some questions about the house ghost or the house, the guy that owned the house? And they're like, Al. I'm like, yeah, Al. And I'll ask them questions and everything that I have felt has been true. And
Yeah.
it's wild. And they don't think I'm crazy. They still talk to me and wave when they see me. So it's good.
We love that.
I do. But I have more things happen during the day in this house. Like one day I was in here doing dowsing rods
Yeah.
and something literally ran across my roof and I have it on video. There's nothing over my house.
No.
There's no trees. There's no way for like a squirrel or anything with four legs to get on top of my house to run across my roof
Yeah. That's insane.
unless it teleported up there.
Yeah. No way. No way.
No, it literally sounded like four paws running across my roof. I was like, what was that? And I'm in the attic right here. So I'm right by the roof.
Right.
It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, my sister has a video. She caught like a full apparition on camera in the house,
What?
like a lady. And I knew who she was before. I mean, obviously, but like, yeah, she caught this thing on camera. And like,
That's just Helen.
I've been investigating for 2 years. I've never caught an apparition on camera. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. I might have caught a shadow person and it's not posted anywhere. The only place you could see it is in my Missouri State Penitentiary interview with Jenny and maybe not Jenny, maybe Daniel. I have 2 MSP episodes and I caught a giant shadow thing
Yeah.
peeking out of the cells.
Ugh.
And it looks like Bigfoot the way it's shaped. It's very tall. So I sent it to my friend Jessica, psychic medium, and I was like, what do you feel off this? She said, a huge guard. I was like, okay. So when I had my interview with Jenny, who was a tour guide of MSP, she goes, big boy. Big boy is a guard that works in the general population, but he sometimes goes down to the psychiatric unit, and people have seen him, and he is extremely tall.
Wow.
And I was like,
It's so validating though when you hear that stuff. You're like, I'm not
yes,
crazy.
we need shirts. I'm not crazy. And
I'm
then on
not
the back,
crazy. I know, seriously.
maybe a little.
I mean, this is what I do. So I'm a little crazy, but that's
Do you
okay. I
do
love it.
paranormal full time?
No. So, it's kind of just like a little side hobby, but I won't say that like I'm usually dabbling in it in some form every day. I'm
Yeah.
watching something, I'm reading something. I would say investigating wise, we're usually out doing something once a month, whether it's an event. Like our team, we do a lot of events in the community just to kind
Mhm.
of, get to know people, let them kind of get to know us and know what we do. We run like a ghost tour a couple months in the fall.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's lots of different community events and things like that. And the other thing is too, like we're all friends, so we hang
That's
out.
good.
So I'm usually seeing them in some fashion pretty consistently. Um, and investigating too is pretty inconsistent because it's got to be the right place at the right time.
Right.
You
Now,
know,
how
if
many
it's
members do y'all have?
I'd say right now maybe like 10 to 12. It kind of fluctuates and everybody's great. I mean, we have such a great group of people. We all get along really well. There's a bunch of ages and walks of life and we have a lot of fun together.
I think that's so important because you all add something different to the mix that can benefit somebody else.
Absolutely.
I love that.
And
I
I
love
love
that so
talking
much.
to everybody too, because Paracon at Penhurst was this weekend and I didn't get
Right.
to go because I think it was another like situation where like there were all these like barricades coming up where I just couldn't get there. And I was like, but I ended up still hanging out with some of my team members the night before at their Airbnb. And we were
Mhm.
just eating and talking. And I had like such an incredible conversation with Chris, the leader of the group.
Mhm.
We talked for like an hour just about the future of the team and like kind of my aspirations in it. And it's like moments like that where it's like, I don't even care that like I'm not investigating right now. Like this just conversation that's just so
Mhm.
like positive and that to me is also such a huge piece of it. Like just having those
Yeah.
connections with people.
Yeah. I tell my husband all the time, like, I'm not one to have a bunch of friends because I'm like, really introverted. I have like
Right.
3 really close friends.
Right.
I also don't trust people. So it makes it hard to form relationships with people.
Right.
And the paranormal world can be weird. People in the paranormal world can be weird. And I don't mean like weird personality. I mean like they can move in weird ways.
Yes, I
You
agree.
know, there's jealousy, there's competition, it can get weird.
Yeah, I know. I
But
agree.
what I've learned and what I told my husband is the people that I have met, there have been a core group of people that I have met that are so genuine and so supportive and so loving. They have changed my life
Yeah.
and how I see people because they've accepted me without knowing who I am. They've accepted me without question. They have accepted my gifts. They support my show and they've become family and I've become theirs. And it has created this community that I needed so bad, more than I realized I needed.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm like, wow, like I can't believe like 2 years ago, like these guys weren't a part of my life. Like just,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
been so beneficial for so many reasons. Not only just a sense of community, but just getting to be immersed in it and do what I love. So
Well, what's next for y'all? Like, do y'all have anything big on the table like coming up?
we have a couple things that we're working on. Not just location, but with our group expanding and people really loving the events that we're doing. There's just so many different avenues that we're looking to go. I do think it has the potential to blow up because so many people nowadays are just becoming so much more receptive to
Mhm.
paranormal in general. It's not as like taboo as it might have been, years
Right.
ago. Now it's everybody's watching it. I mean, it's on YouTube, there's TikToks, like it's just
Everywhere.
everywhere. So I think that's helping us because we just have so many people saying, "Oh my god, I want to do what you do. And so, they're wanting to learn how our equipment works. I mean, there's a couple restaurants that we've done events at where we'll like demonstrate the equipment and we'll talk about, our experiences while investigating the place. And people are fascinated.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you expect people to be like, oh, this is a bunch of like whatever, this is cheesy.
Yeah.
They're hooked and they keep coming back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you're going to find the haters no matter what you do.
Oh, yeah.
No matter where you are, no matter what, there's going to be some haters. But just the people that are so supportive and the ones that are asking questions and they're not judging, they're immediately like intrigued and interested, even if they might not believe in the same things, they're still interested and they're engaging. Ugh. It's like
And the best is when you tell someone that you think is gonna like kind of write you off. Like for instance, like my boss. My
Right.
boss is like a father to me. He's great. I've worked with him for almost a decade now. He's like one of my best mentors. And we have a great working relationship. And I never really told him that was something that like I did on the side. And I kept asking off for like all these random days. So finally he was like, why asking off for like all these weekends? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, "Ugh," like, I'm gonna have to tell him. So finally I was like, I'm a ghost hunter. Like I hunt ghosts. Like
a Band-Aid. Just rip it off.
and I kind of was like, don't hate me. Like I had no idea how he was going to respond because he's just so like, I don't even know what word I use, but like he never struck me as the type of person that would be like receptive to that kind of thing.
Kind of
And he
like
was
straight edge, serious.
Yeah. And he was like, that's so interesting. Tell me about it. And I was like, really? You think that's interesting? He's like, yeah. Tell me what you do. And it's moments like that where I'm like, oh, it's just so
Yes.
fun because you think that they're going to just be like, oh, what the heck? And they end up being like so into it.
Yeah. My daughter is my biggest fan, but also biggest skeptic. And she'll tell everybody, she'll be like, my mom has a podcast and you can hear them like, oh, what does she talk about? And she's like, oh, paranormal. People are like, and she's like, as she sees how excited people get and she realizes like, I don't worship the devil. Okay.
Yeah.
Just because I have tarot cards doesn't mean I'm going straight to hell no matter what they're
doesn't mean I'm
teaching
talking
you
the
over
same.
there.
Yep.
I'm not, I'll see you later. Okay. No matter what, I'm not, it's okay, babe.
I'll still be here. Yeah.
Yeah. She gets really excited to see people get excited about what I talk about. And she'll be like, can I have stickers? I can take stickers. But then she'll turn around and be like I got a new tattoo and it's the evil eye. And she goes, oh, you got the evil eye on you. And I'm like, yes, I did.
I love it.
She's so judgy for being 14.
I was very judgy of 14 too.
I don't know if I was or not. I'm an 80s baby. I don't know if I was allowed to be judgy at 14.
That's so funny.
My parents were the type like, you cry, I'll give you something to cry about.
Oh my gosh.
I love you, Mom. I do. But I'm pretty sure she said that to me before. She listens every show, so I always have to talk about her somehow. We're like an hour in. She thought she was getting away this episode. Gotcha. So we are over an hour in. So just to wrap it up, is there anything else that you'd like to tell everybody about? Or
I think the biggest thing, if I'm just giving a general message, is, if this is something that you're interested in, don't be afraid to run with it. I definitely had many a night where I was kind of afraid that people might think I was weird or that I might end up in situations where I could get hurt, or in my mind, it's been nothing but incredible from start to finish. And I do think it is something where if you want to explore it, you should. If there's something that captures your interest and you feel like it's kind of like tugging at you a little bit, pulling you in its direction, go with it.
Just trust it. It's okay.
Because I have never enjoyed something so much as I do this.
That's awesome. I love that so much. If Shannon could give one piece of advice, just go for it.
Just do it. Just do it. Because the worst thing that happens is it doesn't work out. But,
Right.
A lot of times, and most times, it does, because there's a reason why we're pulled in certain directions.
There's also a reason why things don't work out. I'm trying to teach my girls that Lord have mercy. Like, it's okay to fail. Failure doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means it wasn't the right time or the right moment.
And I'm a firm believer that the universe is always going to tell you.
It will always bring you to what is yours. It will
Yep.
never miss you. It will keep presenting itself no matter what. You just have to be the one to recognize it and walk through the door. It will keep opening that same door if you need it, if it's right
Yes.
for you.
Yep. Agreed.
Agreed. Well, Shannon, tell everybody where they can find you and your paranormal group.
Yeah, so our team has an Instagram, a Facebook, and a TikTok. It's
Everywhere.
Lower Bucks Paranormal Society. We're all over the pages, so you'll be able to see pictures and things like that of me and my teammates. Our social medias are usually in or around there too. But yeah, our social media is growing. We're making more content. We're doing live videos and certain investigations.
Nice.
There's a lot of really cool stuff coming up.
And just out of my own curiosity, where are you investigating next? Do you have that lined up?
So we're not quite sure. We have a couple leads. One of the places that we're really working on right now is Crescent Sanatorium. So I have a couple places on my personal bucket list that I'm going to try and push on to Chris a little bit and be like, please. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know yet, but I'm sure people will know very soon.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Go show her some love. Go find her. Follow her, watch their content, watch their lives. Make sure you interact because, lurking doesn't bring engagement. We are not lurkers here. We are engagers. So while you're there, make sure you follow me, Ghost Gossip Pod, Ghost Gossip Podcast, and email all your ghost gossip to ghostgossip247@gmail.com. Until next time, they'll see you later.